Thank you very much, Sufa. And Miss Amanda, the floor is yours.
Thank you so much, Ms. Tan Mei Jun, for your introduction. And also thanks to Ms. Joelle for inviting me to be one of the speakers for the Malaysia Youth Summit. So for now, let me share my screen. Can you all see my screen?
Yes, we could see it.
Okay, great. Hi everyone, I'm Amanda. Today I will introduce more in terms of the Sustainable Development Initiative in ASEAN and China level. So before I go into my slides, I would like to introduce myself a little bit. Actually, I'm Amanda. I'm founding chapter leader of the Young SEAkers Malaysia Chapter. While I'm running this chapter during my free time, I'm also a full-time public policy researcher. And before I'm working as a full-time public policy researcher, actually I'm the private secretary to both Minister of Youth and Sports of Sabah and also Minister of Health and People Wellbeing of Sabah. And for my education background, basically I did my bachelor in economics and finance in Singapore Institute of Management, and I took the University of London program. And for my master, I did master in international relations, and I did in Nanyang Technological University. So today, my main focus will be in three SDG goals, which is SDG 4, quality education, SDG 8, decent work and economic growth, and SDG 17, partnership for the goals. Yes, so basically, I did introduce myself before I joined as the public policy researcher now. So basically, during the past 2 years, I've been involving in the state government level. And from there, actually, I understand that government, actually, they have initiative in terms of program, but sometimes because they don't have the impact measurement to measure their outcome and also how it impacts the community. So normally the government program tend to fail to achieve certain objectives. So during these 2 years, when I realized that they not really emphasize what should be done in order for the program to be effective. So that's why I decided to be a public policy researcher, because when the time I become the public policy researcher, I can research the issue that I'm passionate in, and I will try to develop some solution for certain issue. So basically, over this 1 year, I actually came out some article regarding mental health and also unemployment, which Roshan shared earlier. And these two issues basically is very serious because during the lockdown, we can see that a lot of them, they suffer in mental illness because they don't have job, they don't have income. They also suffer in terms of the financial issue. So that's why they have this kind of mental illness. And for unemployment rise, is because during the lockdown, we can see that there's not much job opportunity available. And even though now the economy is slowly open up, but we also can see that the current Malaysia unemployment rate as of August this year is still higher than 4.5%, and more than 700,000 people still unemployed. So for this issue, it's like I'm trying to not only advocate the issue in terms of article writing, but also try to advocate issue in terms of some outreach program. So that's why when I able to write some article during my full-time job as a public policy researcher, I also tend to create some program under the organization that I founded since January this year, which is the Young SEAkers Malaysia Chapter. So the Young SEAkers Malaysia Chapter basically is an NGO that advocate ASEAN-China relation. And this, the Young SEAkers NGO basically originally founded in Singapore, but I founded the Malaysia chapter since the beginning of this year. So you can see some of the photos here that I work as the public policy researcher on the left hand side. And then for the middle one, basically, I also joined the Arus Anak Muda. Basically, it's a local NGO that advocates the employability and also the overall well-being of the Malaysian youth. So yeah, I joined them to distribute the laptop for the B40 community earlier. And for the right-hand side of the photo, you can see that there is a webinar being held under the Young SEAkers Malaysia Chapter. And below right, basically is some of my ESCO. And also there is TYS Malaysia advisor in the middle as well, which is Dr. Orison. So basically for the program wise, because I'm quite emphasized on employability and also global competency. So I organize mainly two programs under the Young SEAkers Malaysia Chapter. So the first program basically is about masterclass. So for the masterclass, I organize some event such as agri-food tech for the participant to understand what is the job opportunities in agri-food tech. And for the big data analytics, also part of the masterclass program. So that one is like to let the participant know the big data skills, and then from there they can apply throughout their study or even their career. Another flagship program for the Young SEAkers Malaysia Chapter is the Startup Seekers. So the Startup Seeker basically started by a webinar. Then afterwards also have the boot camp, which is a 2-day boot camp for the participant to have some business idea, and from there they pitch to the panelists. So basically this is the masterclass way they can enhance their skill set, and also they can strengthen their employment skill. And actually for your information, Rohan, I also collaborate with Nyawa earlier for the mental health masterclass as well. You can ask me if you have any question later. But besides the masterclass, I also organize the cultural exchange program for the Malaysian youth to have the global competency, not only in terms of Malaysia, but also in terms of the working environment in ASEAN and China level. So for the cultural exchange program, it is curated based on the China model of eradicating poverty. And I actually already organized quite a few series. So one of them is about higher education, like how they study during the new norm, like during the COVID pandemic. And then also the environment wise, like how the participant can try to resolve the issue even though like there are more carbon emission going on around their country or even the region. And recently, I also organized the social safety net for the cultural exchange program. Actually, that one just concluded last week, and basically, I managed to discuss like how socially unprotected for the informal workers, and also how unequal between the male and the female job opportunities, and also in terms of the digital accessibility, because like some rural youth, they also not really have access to the laptop or the internet. So sometimes they will face some barriers to connect with the necessary people or learn with the necessary skill. So basically, this is what I organized under the TYS Malaysia Chapter for over a year. And because this year we are still having the pandemic, so the webinar still all virtual. But I hope next year I can organize in hybrid mode, whereby some they can join virtually, some also can join physically. So if you're all interested to know the Young SEAkers Malaysia Chapter more, you can go to the website, theyoungseaker.com, or the Instagram and the Facebook page. And if you're interested to connect with me more, you can connect to my LinkedIn, which is Amanda Yeo Yan Yin. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Amanda. And Amanda, there's actually a question in the chat box by Muhammad Hidayat. So how would you describe the relationship between ASEAN and China at the moment, especially in terms of engagement opportunities among the youth?
To be honest, for the ASEAN region itself, there is still lack of integration among the ASEAN region because maybe it's due to different culture, or maybe it's due to lack of platform for them to engage with each other better. So I feel that in terms of the ASEAN level, there is still a lack of engagement, and probably we need to do more programs in order for them to bond together. And then in terms of ASEAN China level, I think that should be the same as well, because sometimes it's like, because China, they also have the different communication platform. So sometimes, if let's say if we want to agree with a common virtual platform and connect together, sometimes it's like we need to check with them whether they use that particular platform, and we also have no idea whether we can reach a larger audience in terms of China level. So this one, I think I need to like research further in terms of this, and see how to integrate not only in ASEAN level but also in terms of China better. Hope that answer your question, Hidayat.
Thank you very much, Amanda and Hidayat, for the question. All right, so due to time constraints, I think that's the only question that we could take today. So once again, thank you very much to Ms. Amanda, and of course, all the speakers here for being part of the Malaysia Youth SDG Summit 2021. So thank you very much to YB Howell Lee, Mr. Chin Haozet, Mr. Roshan Nigel Miranda, and Ms. Amanda Yeo Yan Yin. So thank you very much to all the participants for joining us as well. So feel free to head back to the main room as we'll be starting our next session shortly. So thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Wenjun.
Thank you.